This is what you think a high score on the SAT is. But this is what getting a 1500 plus looks like. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the SAT iceberg theory and the 5 strategies that have helped hundreds of students increase their SAT scores. Let's start with what everyone knows, the visible part of the SAT prep. This is the stuff you see on the surface: practice tests, vocabulary drills, review books. Don't get me wrong, these are important. They are the starting point of any SAT prep journey. This is where things get really interesting. Here's what 99% of students do. They focus on endlessly solving practice tests, thinking that repetition alone will lead to success. And they believe that more tests they complete, the closer they are to get to their dream score. But here's the harsh reality: if you're like 99% of students, you're setting yourself up for failure every single day. Think about it. The SAT is taken by millions of students every single year, and the average score is just around 1050. One of the best pieces of SAT advice I can ever give you is this: don't study harder, study smarter by mastering pattern recognition. So you may be thinking, what do I mean by pattern recognition? The SAT isn't about testing how smart you are. It's all about how well you can recognize repeated traps and tricks. For example, in the reading section, the test makers are experts at writing trap answer choices, answers that kind of sound correct because they borrow phrases straight from the passage. But here's the thing: they are designed to distract you. The correct answers are always evidence based, and once you learn how to spot these traps, you can definitely increase your accuracy on the SAT dramatically. But this isn't just about reading traps. There's one advanced concept the top 1% of students use, and it's called answer elimination mastery. Now, what is answer elimination mastery? It's not about guessing blindly when you are unsure of the answer. It's all about actively answering or identifying patterns in wrong answer choices. For example, in the reading section, words like always or never in reading answer choices are almost always wrong. And in math, overly complex answers often signal a mistake that can distract you. And this allows you to narrow down your choices with surgical precision. And even if when the question seems impossible at first glance. But let me warn you, answer elimination mastery is only the first level of the iceberg. It's so powerful, but it's not enough to guarantee you'll reach a top score. But if you want to separate yourself even further, you need to dive one level deeper. Here's what many students don't know about time optimization. Most students don't even realize that the SAT is just as much a test of time management as it's a test of skills. Think about this. Would you spend 5 minutes on easy questions worth the same points as a hard one? Of course not. And yet, most students waste precious time on straightforward questions, leaving themselves scrambling to finish the hard ones at the end of the test. The 1% of test takers do something completely different. They optimize their time by organizing or strategically banking it for the tougher questions. For example, on the math section, the first 10 questions are often the easiest ones. And I highly recommend you to not to spend more than 45 seconds per question here. That saved time becomes your secret weapon when you let or hit the trickier problems later on. This one adjustment alone can make a huge difference in your score. So now we've covered some powerful strategies, but I want to show you one more method, a method so effective you can literally start using it to see instant results. And it's called QTPA, Question Text Predicts and Answer Choices. Let me show you how it works. The first part, question. Start by carefully reading and underlining what the question is asking. Most students rush through the step, but slowing down here is so critical. Part 2, text. Next, go directly to the relevant part of the passage or problem. The third part, predicting. Before even you look at the answer choices, predict what the correct answer might look like. This step forces your brain to engage with the material and eliminates second guessing. Next up, we have answer choices. Compare your prediction to the answer choices. Use elimination mastery so that you can cross out some answer choices that do not really align with your prediction. And you may be thinking, why QTPA actually work? Because it works because it flips the usual approach on its head. Most students dive straight into the answer choices and get confused by the distractors. But with QTBA, you are in control. You aren't just picking answers, you're solving questions with confidence and clarity. If you found these strategies useful and you want to learn more tips like these, imagine how much your SAT score could improve if you had access to all the best cat secrets in one place. Click on this playlist right here, SAT Tips, where I've shared the advanced strategies and hacks that have helped so many students increase their SAT scores in just weeks. Go ahead and tap the playlist now and start transforming the way